Hey everyone, a Fistful of Goats here with my friend Finn, and he can show us.
Hello, this is my Cyber Dragon deck profile. I went 2 wins, 1 draw, and 1 loss, and these were the ratios that I were playing today.
Okay, hang on. So guys, if you want like a basic breakthrough of this deck, go to my friend Duos Inferno's channel. He's done a profile on there.
Right.
But Sarah, I'm going to ask you a few more questions. I'm going to go more in depth. So go ahead, Finn. Let's see what we can show us.
Alright, the first cards that we play are, we play 2 Cyber Dragon. A bit of a weird ratio in terms of Cyber Dragon. Personally...
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Before we say that, I just got to say, as an old school player, I appreciate the original art.
Oh, hey.
You were saying?
Alright, so personally, I think that with the ratio of Cyber Dragon, I think playing 3 of it is too much, because in my build I'm not playing machine duplication, and I think 1 I won't see it enough, so that's my reasoning for playing 2 Cyber Dragon.
So do you ever feel you'd need a third one, or has 2 always been good for you?
No, I've never thought like, oh, I want a third Cyber Dragon, or oh, I've seen this too much, especially with another card that you might have seen on Duelist Inferno's channel.
Okay, so here's a follow-up question. What is it about machine dupe that made you not want to play that?
Because I think personally through testing, I find that it can be a bit bricky at times, and it's sort of like, and I find it loses to like a single hand trap. But then again, with the new triple tactics tasking card, that card maybe could help the machine dupe deck, as you can search machine dupe. To be honest, I need to do more testing, but yeah.
All right, fair enough.
All right, next card on the deck profile is the best starter in the deck, Triple Core.
Yeah, I'd have you saying this on
This core, when it's normal summoned, you can add a cyber spell trap from dead to hand. If it's engraved and only your opponent controls a monster, you can banish it to special summon a cyber dragon monster from your deck.
So, would you say to people going against this deck that this is like the thing to ash?
I'd say either this or cyber repair plant. That's a good like choke.
Ah, yeah, that's a good point. Yes.
Of, like, yeah.
Okay.
Card is. We've got the second best Cyber Dragon card, being Cyber Dragon Hurts.
I find it hilarious that Cyber Dragon is known for being this big explosive deck, but it's the little guys that make it all work.
I think it's all like I think it's sort of like stages of how Cyber Dragons are being built.
Yeah.
Alright, we've got, so what this card does is when it's sent to the grave, you can add a Cyber Dragon from deck or grave to hand. This effect doesn't target, so it's you can sort of avoid stuff like Call by the Grave and such. And if it's special summoned, you can make it level 5. Very rarely comes up, but it's there.
But it's just more consistency for your rank 5s and Okay.
We play the one of Nashta. You can discard a monster to special summon it, and then when it's special summoned, you can target a 2100 attack or defense machine engraved and special summon it. It's but the drawback is it locks you into machines. It's good for getting back your Infinity or your Nova, or special summoning Rampage back after they've been destroyed.
But because of it locking into machines, you want to play.
Alright, next card is the best searcher. We have Cyber Emergency. When this card is activated, you can add a light machine that can't be normal summon a set, or you can add a Cyber Dragon monster from deck to hand. And if this card's activation is negated, you can discard a card to add it back to hand, which rarely comes up because most people don't negate the
So
it still loses to Ash. So.
Would you? So if it does happen, can you play it again that turn?
If specifically if the activation gets negated, something like Ash doesn't negate the activation, it just negates the effect. So that's.
So what kind of things does that actually play around then?
It just plays around your just average negation realistically. But then again,
no one who knows what they're doing is going to do that anyway.
Like,
yeah, I understand.
And we've got the three other Cyber Dragon cards. We've got Cyber Load Fusion, which is a quick play fusion from field or banished. Really good if you want to fuse into. It's helpful with all the bestials running around. If your stuff gets banished, you're like, okay, this is sadly the only brick in the deck. If you open it, you're like, oh well, I'd rather it be another card. You primarily want to search this when you get it.
Okay.
We've got Cyber Repair Plant, another good searcher, which searches Galaxy Soldier, which I'll get onto in a minute.
Okay, so why only one of this?
Because Core can search this, and realistically, that's the only light you want to...
Right.
You either want to search that or the Kaiju.
So, is opening this okay, or do you never want...
Opening this is completely fine, because it just means you don't have to search it with Core if you've got it in hand.
Okay.
And then the third one is Cybernetic Overflow.
What does this one do?
You can banish Cyber Dragons with different levels from your hand, field, or grave, and then destroy the same number of cards, non-targeting. Very, very strong card.
So, but because it's a trap and you go second, is this like if Plan A messes up, this is your backup? Or?
Yeah, it's also a case, there's some plays that you can do where you'll go like Rampage, pop your own Cybernetic Overflow to get you a search, because when this card is destroyed, you can add a Cyber Spell trap from deck to hand.
Alright, so what would you usually get off of that?
Usually I'd get something I'm lacking. So say if I haven't got
Right.
if I haven't got emergency, I'd search it. If I haven't got repair plan, I'd search the card that would help me.
Gotcha.
Next card.
So that's the Cyber Dragons.
The Cyber Dragon cards. Next cards, we've got Galaxy Soldier.
Okay, before we go on for a second, I want to point out, my last profile was Galaxy, but you probably played this card more than he has.
Yeah, this card is the honorary Cyber Dragon card. So realistically, I'll get to what this card does. What this card does is you can discard a light monster,
Yeah.
and special summon it. And when it's special summoned, you can add a Galaxy monster that time. Like obviously, you add another copy of yourself.
Yep.
This card has really good tangent with hurts. Obviously, you can go chain link 1. You can go hurt, discard Galaxy Soldier, and then go chain link 1 Galaxy Soldier, chain link 2 hurts. Galaxy Soldier adds the other one, then hurt adds the other Cyber Dragon. So realistically, it's a really strong way to get into Infinity.
That makes sense.
Next cards are we've got Jizukiru and we've got Pancratops.
So, if you had one, would Pancratops be the Kashtira monster? Forget it, Fenrir. That was it.
I'm going to be honest, I haven't really tested much with the Kashtira stuff, but I think this is completely fine because it's a really good Ghost Dragon card. It can push for game. It can pop stuff. This is good because it gets rid of stuff and it also sets up. It's also searchable with Repair Plant.
So, okay, so you don't feel need to play more than one of that now?
No, because this is searchable, and 9 times out of 10, if I don't need the kaiju. It's just a case of if I can get rid of troublesome monsters that I can't really get over.
Makes sense.
Then we've got Chubotax's Talent, a good average staple.
If you had him, would you play 3?
I've got 3, but primarily I like having 2. It's the same reason why I play 2 Cyber Dragon. I find playing 1 I won't see enough of it, but playing 3 I'll see it too much.
Because you've got playing 2 of those is very bad, isn't it? So what effect do you usually use most for that?
I'm trying to think, because I didn't I didn't activate Triple Dash's Talent all day. I think I only activated the effect to draw primarily.
Yeah.
Depending on the situation, it can help.
Yeah, considering you're mostly going second, there's no really need to rip cards out of the hand, is there?
We have another package, which is the Therion package. We've got Therion King Regulus and Disc Colosseum. What Disc Colosseum does is that when it's activated, you can add a Therion monster from deck to hand, which primarily you add this.
Okay.
And then it has 2 other really good effects. When if a monster you control would be destroyed by battle, you can send a Therion card from deck to grave instead. That doesn't activate, so it's quite strong. And then it has another effect that if a monster on field is destroyed by battle, you can target a Therion monster in your grave and add by the hand. So it's really good recursion for this.
So that gives the deck a bit of recursion if you do fail to OTK, I assume.
Yeah, what Regulus does is our negate that's really strong. What you can do is you can target a machine or Therion monster in your grave, special summon it, and then it becomes a negate. And you can send it from field to grave. Send it or a Therion card on your field to grave to negate the effect of a card. So
what's this do going second, which you're usually going to be doing?
Going second, this just helps so much. Going first, it gives me a negate. Going second, I can do some. I can do a pretty saucy ruling, which I'll probably tell you at the end of the video if I remember.
Sure.
Next cards, we have the best card in the entire deck, which is Clockwork Knight. This card is absolutely insane.
Yeah. I mean, we already showcased this on my channel last video. Yeah.
If you haven't checked out that video, be sure to check it out.
Yeah, it was very wacky.
So basically what this does is, when it's activated, all monsters on field become machine. Yeah. And then all machines I control gain 500, all machines you control lose 500. If this card's in the grave, you can banish it, discard a card, and then add an Earth Machine. Guess what isn't Earth Machine? Regulus isn't Earth Machine. Therefore...
Is that your only target? Or?
Yeah, that is my only target. Therefore, you've got Disc Colosseum, and you've also got Clockwork Knight.
Yeah,
search it.
Yeah. Okay, here's an interesting question for you. In the anime where this was played, the guy had another card. It was called, I think it's Scrap or something. I think it was called, where you could summon a machine from grave and then instantly fusion summon.
Oh my god!
If that was ever printed, then that would see play in this deck.
I have no idea because it depends how it gets translated from the anime to the.
Because this was translated very closely from the anime, if memory serves me. So yeah, the reason I brought that was because I watched that episode recently, so it's in my head.
Next cards.
This is the main still?
This is still main, yeah. We've got Cold Buy, which is pretty standard.
Yep.
We've got Triple Ash and triple imperm, just pretty average hand traps.
That's
this stops bestials, and this is quite good going second. Sometimes I'll hold imperm to let my opponent combo off and then stop the thing that stops them, and then that's going to negate, and then go into clockwork.
That's pretty good. So, speaking of which, how bad are bestials for you? Because you've got a lot of lights in the deck.
I find I'm slowly learning how to play around bestials. Like, say if I've got Galaxy Soldier and Hurts in hand, I'll do Galaxy Soldier discard Hurts first, because at that point they can't bestial me because I don't currently control a monster. But it's just something that I'm slowly learning how to play over.
Okay.
And then the last 6 cards are Triple Lightning Storm.
Yep.
Very good board breaker card. It's just like, at times I'll just be like, alright, I'm going to pop your back row and pop one back row, because I never know what the back row could be, and then just clockwork their entire board.
That makes sense, because this whole deck is built for breaking boards, so that makes total sense.
And then we've got Prosperity, mainly for like consistency, because it's nice to dig into your deck.
Look at Mr. Moneybags over here.
Well, I am borrowing these, so yeah.
Oh, fair enough.
Eventually, next deck profile I hopefully do on this channel will eventually be quite different. Now onto the extra. So we've got Almirage and Anima. Almirage is good because you can link off with Core, and then it turns your repair plant live, makes your repair plant online. Anima's good for punishing players that play in Zone 2 or Zone 4 if they haven't got a monster in it.
And it works with the Kaiju.
And it also has to hand in with the Kaiju as well.
Makes sense, yeah.
We've got, for the Link 2s, we've got Liner and Dark. These are primarily sort of like flex spots in a way. Because
okay, so I get the light one. How do you make the dark one?
My Chimera Techs are all dark, so at times I can just special summon their dark out. And this is also good because this can search Core, because Core has 1500 or less defense.
Makes sense.
This I sadly don't have a target for, but maybe that'll change in.
But you're going for the opponents more than your own, so that makes sense.
We've got Seeger.
Yep.
Which is a really good card. You can target a machine with 2100 attack, and it gains additional 2100 attack, but Seeger won't do any battle damage. It makes your Rampage like really threatening.
Rampage is like your big win con, isn't it? That's the main way you win, I think.
Then we've got Fortress and Mega Fleet. Fortress is the card that is just really broken with clockwork.
It just wipes the entire field.
You can clockwork their entire board with Fortress if they don't have any negates. Mega Fleet is the same thing, but extra monster zone, so it helps get rid of like extra monster zone.
So which one's better, would you say?
Fortress, 100%.
Yeah.
But then again, there are times where Mega Fleet can come up.
Yeah.
And then we've got the single Rampage, obviously, and to go with the Cyberlo Fusion.
Yeah, you don't need more than one, I assume.
Yeah. And then we've got 1 Nova and 2 Infinity. Primarily, the reason I play 1 Nova 2 Infinity is because you can go Nashta, special summon Nova, and then go into another.
Yeah, I was about to ask how you make the second Infinity.
Which is quite helpful at times.
Does that come up much, the second Infinity?
Not particularly, but most of the time I banish it off Prosperity, which helps dig more.
So what are you? Yeah, carry on. I'll ask
and then we've got 2 flex spots, which is Dingurusu. You can make it with Fortress and Regulus, and primarily the protection effect maybe comes up. Didn't go into it today, but I'm testing with a new duality spell, duality spell card that might get changes. And then we got Zeus, which is just primarily just Swing of Infinity, make Zeus, and then
nice.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
So what are your pot targets like usually?
My pot targets primarily are, I'll do Dingurusu, Infinity, maybe a Rampage or a Fortress, and then Liner, and
that makes total sense.
That's for my 6. Because 9 times out of 10 these don't come up, but sometimes.
Yeah, so basically they're not things that you'll never need, but they're things you need the least.
Yeah.
Okay. Well.
And then onto the side.
Yeah. Sorry to break the fourth wall for a second here. We might be quicker. The battery is running low.
All right, we'll be quick. All right, for the side we've got Triple Droll.
This fucked me over a lot today.
It works a lot against decks at our locals because a lot of our decks search.
We've
got Cosmic because we've recently got a Flu player that started joining, and also sometimes. Yeah,
he's the guy who's playing Mystic Mine.
And we've got.
So why Cosmic as you pick your choice back right?
Because it's a quick play, and it can dodge stuff like it can pop the Thundery's Dreaming Town. And it can also. Yeah, it's just good to get rid of a single. And then we've got Rivalry because Rivalry does a good job against primarily like just a lot of decks.
Sprite in particular.
Sprite, and we've also got well, try to get Sprite, and then we've also got
guys.
You can also clockwork. You can clockwork machine lock your opponent, and lock your opponent into machine.
Yeah, guys. I want to point out he played this against me once, and I literally got locked. I literally he had only an ash blossom affecting him, but my sprites couldn't beat over it.
Yeah, we've got another interesting package which I got off Glenn. I think you might have seen him on the channel before.
Yes.
But we play triple trap trick and triple D barrier. So realistically, I'm playing 6 copies of D barrier.
Oh, that's pretty cool. I mean, yeah. So why D barrier is your choice of trap?
Because it slows most decks down, and most decks don't play multiple summoning methods unless. But 9 times out of 10, I can just. Yeah.
Would you ever consider the Artifact Sanctum engine with Scythe?
I'll be honest, I haven't tested, but I think this is fine with what it does.
All right. Well, thanks for the profile, man.
Profile. Yeah.
Okay, guys. The new exclusive video should be out this week. Hopefully, I'll see you guys soon. Ta-ra.
Bye bye.